All right, today's all about a stealing story free for all. And the slide you're looking at right now is a copy of the book, and I got my first 50 copies in yesterday, and more are coming here in the next 10 days. So finally have them in my possession, and these stories come right out of this book. All right, so let's define unethical. Here goes. My definition, and if you don't share it, you don't share it, but this is the way I view the world, right? And for those of you that have heard this before, I apologize. I'm doing this for the new people. Ready? There's only so much business in the marketplace, and we have got employees, we have employees, family members, we have vendors, we have the community, we have the brand. We have about 6 different levels of individuals that are counting on us, you and me, to drive revenues to make our businesses successful. And they're counting on us to do this. And in some cases, those employees don't even know we do this for a living, but that's okay. They're still counting on someone to drive revenues, and that's what fuels the engine in our companies, let's face it. Revenues can mask a lot of problems, and they can take care of a lot of things. We're talking uniforms, we're talking about training, we're talking about being able to hire people, we're talking about being able to train people. So this money is critical to driving the success of your business. And for us, you and me, not to do everything within the limits of the law to drive business to our companies, to our industries, to our organizations is totally, totally unethical in my opinion. So when we go out and we steal business from our competition, 2 things are in mind here. 1, my own employees and their family members, my family members, me, my brand, my community, and all those other people counting on me to do it. Number 2, if I am able to steal business from my competition, then A, they don't deserve it, and B, I'm in the same boat if someone's able to take it from me. If their business, if their clients are loyal to them, there's no way, and I don't care how good I am at selling, and I think I'm pretty good, but there's no way that I can steal their business from them if they have done what they're supposed to do with their business. Again, same for me, shame on me if I lose an employee or if I lose a piece of business. I deserve to lose it, and so do they. So my definition of unethical is not doing everything within the limits of the law to acquire business, plain and simple. Enough of that lecture. Let's get right into the stories. And I wish I could do this for hours because this is the fun part. Ready? So the first story, and I'm doing kind of varying degrees of pushing the envelope in terms of unethical. And the last story is really going to push the limits here. And in fact, the last story, I didn't even do this. I got it from someone who did do it and shared the story with me. So let's start off a little bit simple here, want ads. What I would do quite often is I would put a want ad in my local paper, trade journal, whatever it is, saying that I had a position available. In more cases than not, I didn't. What I wanted to do, of course, is have the competition's salespeople call me up and say, hey, in a whisper, I'm interested in that position. Can I talk to you? And I would say absolutely. I would meet with anyone and everyone that wanted to share information with me. And they would. I mean, they thought it would be really cool if they would share with me this account, this detail, this connection, that connection. And the smarter individuals would come to me and say, listen, I'm going to share a couple of pieces of nuggets with you in terms of business in the marketplace, but I'm not going to share with you all my deep, dark secrets because I respect my employer, my current employer, too much to do that. I would like to be considered for this job, but I'm not going to violate that trust with them. Those are the people I really liked, and those are the people I would consider hiring in the future. But I got to tell you, and it's a sad state of affairs that I took advantage of, and I certainly did, and that is probably 80% of the salespeople that showed up in front of me would show up with action plans, client lists, heck, some even brought marketing plans that they just gave me without me even asking. A lot of those folks think the grass is greener somewhere else, and in most cases it's not. So I've got a couple of messages for people here. One, if you are an employer, make sure you take care of your salespeople, because if you don't, what's going to happen is they're going to look for that greener pasture elsewhere, and they're going to bring their business with them to this new company. And secondly, make sure you prevent this from happening, because no matter what you do, sometimes you're going to lose good salespeople. So you as the leader, you as the driver of your company and your business, make sure you develop a relationship with your key clientele as well. Don't count on your salespeople to keep that relationship going. You've got to jump in the water there as well. So if something does happen to your salesperson, they get a great promotion somewhere else with some other competitor, you can't stop them. I mean, in fact, you should wish them well. So if you lose that person, you haven't lost the total relationship with your key clients. But the net bottom line here is I would put want ads in all the time. I would be interviewing all the time. And even if I didn't have it in the budget, if somebody came to me and said, listen, I'm a great hire, and they were right. I mean, if there was an ROI there, return on investment with this person, they could bring business with them. I would go to my bosses and say, look, it's not in the budget, but look at the return on investment. And in some cases I won, in some cases I lost. I was also leery of those people that said they could absolutely positively bring this business with them. I'd have to go check that out as well, because in some cases they can't. They think a lot of their relationship, more of their relationship than they probably warranted. Okay, so want ads, good idea. Interview the competition's sales help. All right, ETC TLC. In the hotel business and certainly a lot of other industries, there are loyalty programs and there are frequency programs. Everybody's got them. And in fact, I wrote a story in one of my blogs about this foolish, in my opinion, this foolish editorial, this story that was done on a CEO of a major hotel brand out there that said, hey, listen, clients are trading down right now to my brands. And the key for me is to make sure that our brands hang on to these new pieces of business, these new clients, when business gets good, when the recession is over, kind of a thing. And he's exactly right. But the methodology, the tactics he was employing was to make sure that they had people signed up on their frequency program. That was what's going to drive people to stay with his brand, in his opinion. And that's where he's out to lunch, man. Why? Because every single brand out there has a loyalty program. Some are a little bit better than others, but some are not drastically better. I mean, not enough to hang on to these people. What you've got to be able to do is obviously drive the service and drive the loyalty and drive the commitment with these individuals to make sure you hang on to them, not just through a frequency program. Having said that, if I felt like I needed an extra edge in terms of a loyalty or a personal benefit to this consumer staying with me, I would offer the following programs: ETC and TLC. These are programs that I did as a VP of Sales and Marketing many years ago, but still has application today. ETC stood for Executive Travel Club. TLC stood for the Lodging Connection. And the ETC was targeted to those individuals who were transient guests for the most part, individual reservations, individual consumers who were making reservations into hotels on their own. And we would offer personal benefits in addition to the benefits that the brand would offer. Now stop right there. You're already screaming at your laptop saying, hey, Farrell, it's already expensive doing brand programs, and now you're telling me I got to spend more money? I'm telling you yes. Why? Because these are the consumers that will stay not just 4 nights a year, they'll stay 8, 9, 10 nights a year. Secondly, they will pay top dollar. And if they're not willing to pay top dollar, then you don't offer this program. Does that make sense? If they want a reduced rate, you offer them the option. You can have ETC benefits, but you have to pay $125, or you can have no ETC benefits, but other great perks in my hotel and my brands program for $85. Which one do you want? And you know as well as I do, if the company's picking up the tab, they might opt for that $125 in more cases than not. All right, let's just say it's 50-50. So ETC is targeted to those individuals making their own reservations, their own accommodations. TLC is targeted to the secretaries, the administrative assistants, the travel agents, the people that are making reservations for others, and you have personal benefits for them. Now, they don't normally get brand benefits. The person staying with you does. So this is something new to them, okay? So this is a terrific tool. What we would do for the ETC people would be something on the order of, on their 11th stay, we would give them back cash. We would guarantee availability to make sure they had a room accommodation regardless of how far out they called us. We would do that. Upgrades when available. So they got certain perks that were terrific to them in terms of personal benefits. TLC, we would have frequent parties for these guys. We would also offer them personal benefits in the way of cash back or a credit for them to do something in the hotel, a free weekend stay, something on that order. So take a look at some personal benefit kinds of programs you can develop on your own. I think too many of us are waiting for the brands to do stuff, and we sit around, we commiserate, and we say, the brand's not doing enough for me. Well, you know what? If they're not, and you're not getting anywhere and talking to the brand in terms of driving loyalty programs, develop your own loyalty program, and that's what this is all about. It is targeted to high-rated, high-dollar clients, okay? Not discount programs.